Gervonta the Tank Davis.
Gervonta, ready, trust. Loud and Gervonta.
Everything to the body here. Everything to the body. Chopping downstairs. Chopping. The brick hand. Now this, even his shots upstairs here, that's still a body shot on Jake Paul. Everything's a body shot he's throwing. Even when he's changing the levels of the shot. That's a body shot. That's a body shot. That's a body shot.
Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds.
Gervonta Davis surprised everyone at the press conference with his stronger and more powerful look ahead of the Jake Paul fight. His training shows serious focus and determination. Experts say Tank plans to attack Jake's body to slow him down and tire him out. Despite the size difference, Tank wants to prove that his speed and power can still dominate in the ring.
This isn't necessarily a ton of technique work. It may not even have anything to do with what they're trying to bring to the Jake fight. But when I watch it, I see a guy that's targeting the body. And it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has a kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have to attack the body. Not that it's necessarily going to hurt Jake to the body and he's going to cripple, but it's going to slow him down, or at least that's the idea, is to slow him down, to drop his hands, and that way that we're in the, 6th, 7th, 8th round of this fight, and those hands start to fall a little bit, and Jake's gas tank is being tested, and then Tank, when he closes distance, and he will have to close distance damn near the entirety of the fight unless Jake's just like walking forward the whole time. I don't think that'll happen.
Former world champion Shawn Porter praised Gervonta Davis for his heart and determination in the ring. He said Tank fights like a true warrior who never gives up, no matter who he faces. Porter believes Tank's mix of skill, discipline, and intelligence makes him one of the most dangerous fighters today. Unlike many boxers who depend only on power, Davis uses strategy and passion, showing the spirit of a real fighter who loves challenges and fights with purpose.
And the thing that I really appreciate about Tank is he's a dog. That kind of what he just said, you can put them earmuffs up and go at it. He kind of will assess you as well, and whatever he needs to do, he'll do it, you know, so.
Right. Boxing commentator Showbiz recently cleared up a big misunderstanding about Gervonta Davis. His size. Many fans think Tank is small because he fights in lighter divisions, but Showbiz said Davis actually walks around at about 160 pounds. He explained that Tank isn't as small as people believe. He's short but solid, with a strong and powerful build. That's why he can hit so hard and knock out bigger fighters. Showbiz added that Davis's strength, balance, and control make him dangerous in any fight, proving that being shorter doesn't mean being weaker.
And he can yield that type of weight. He's a bowling ball. He ain't a little guy like you guys say. The Tanky Wanky say he's a little guy. But I got more receipts. Do you guys remember 2 years ago against Mario Barrios to make 140? He was coming down in weight.
$144.1.
Weighing in at 144 plus. Huh? I even got more receipts for you guys. Remember against Ryan Garcia, right? You saw him snacking on snacky cakes and all kind of Skittles and shit, you know, for the All Access with him versus Ryan Garcia. I think this was like episode 2 or something. It was hilarious. But he goes in the store and they have to weigh him. And in that store, he weighs 150 pounds.
Okay, thank you.
How much I weigh?
154.
154?
Yes, sir.
All right, weigh me one more time.
All right, 150.
150? What is on? All right, bet.
And then the most famous audio leak that the War Room made famous that we sent out and it went viral when Team Tank said that Gervonta Tank Davis walks around at 160 pounds.
He ain't gonna never want to fight at 135 again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a big jump there, man. What's his walk around weight? Something like 155? No. Walk around? Like, you gonna need 160? 160? Yeah, well, he get up there, but like, what's his walk around weight? Something like,
Behind the scenes, Gervonta Davis has been training harder than ever. His new workout videos show him completely focused, throwing sharp punches, moving smoothly, and paying attention to every detail. His trainers say the sessions are tough, but have a clear goal. Davis isn't just training to last, he's training to destroy. He's been sparring with bigger and stronger partners to prepare for Jake Paul's power. Observers say Tank now looks faster, sharper, and more confident than ever. This version of him isn't just ready to win. He's ready to dominate and show why he's a true superstar. While many fans are excited for the Jake Paul fight, Claressa Shields and other boxing experts have questioned Gervonta Davis's future plans. Shields criticized Tank for talking about retirement after this fight, saying that if he wants to be seen as one of the best, he should face top names like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, who have both challenged him. Critics think avoiding those fights might make it seem like he's not facing real competition. They want him to prove his greatness by fighting the best in his division, not just famous crossover opponents. Still, some believe Shields is ignoring the mental and emotional pressure Tank has been dealing with, which could influence his decisions about the future. Leonard Ellerby, Gervonta Davis's longtime advisor, shared that Tank wasn't mentally ready to fight Lamont Roach at one point because he was dealing with serious personal issues. Ellerby said Davis went through tough emotional times that left him tired and unbalanced, so he decided to step back and focus on recovery instead of rushing into another fight. He reminded fans that Tank isn't a machine. He's human, facing family struggles, criticism, and the pressure of fame. Ellerby's honesty helped people see that Tank's decisions aren't about fear, but about protecting his mental health while staying focused on greatness.
Leonard Ellerby said, to tell you the truth, Gervonta Davis couldn't get up for Lamont Roach. And what does that mean? It means that he could not get inspired, that he was not motivated to fight Lamont Roach, that his mind was not in a place where it was like, yeah, okay, let's get it. And he was going to war with Lamont Roach. He was going through the motions with Lamont Roach during the training camp and could never really get himself motivated to really give the best of himself against Lamont Roach. And that probably affected him during training and during the fight. And that is something that can happen, especially if you really look back on what happened with the Lamont Roach fight and all of the ups and downs about that fight being made. Because first, if you recall, he wasn't supposed to be fighting Lamont Roach. The person he was supposed to be fighting was Vasily Lomachenko. You know, the guy that everybody says that he doesn't want to fight, that he didn't want to fight. Gervonta Davis was up and prepared to fight Vasily Lomachenko. So it shouldn't surprise anybody that if he tries to make a fight with Vasily Lomachenko, that fight doesn't go through. Then he tries to make a fight with Lamont Roach. He can't get the fight done for Houston with Lamont Roach because there was all kind of venue problems and drama going on around Gervonta getting a venue in Houston. So they wind up eventually moving the fight to New York City and pushing it back even further. So not only is it a fight where he didn't just jump out of from his last fight that he had and jump into a fight with Lamont Roach, he got held up. And then also during that period of time, he had to spend some time in jail for a parole violation after I believe that might have been after the Lamont Roach fight.
In a recent interview, Gervonta Davis Davis shared that his dream wasn't about fame or championship belts. It was about escaping a tough life. He grew up facing many struggles and started boxing to build a better future for himself and his loved ones. Even after finding success and money, that mindset never changed. Tank said he still fights with the same hunger to stay away from the life he once knew. His drive comes from survival, not luxury. Davis's story shows that behind the fame is a man who fought for his identity, and every punch he throws is a reminder that he never wants to return to his past.
And while he's fighting YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, opposed to fighting against the likes of his peers who are well accomplished and superstars in their own right for legacy fights like Shakur Stevenson, like Teofimo Lopez, like Devin Haney. Why he's not interested in those fights. And he gets real, right? He gets real, and only thing we could do is salute it, right? Because he's saying, I never told y'all I wanted to be a world champion. I never told y'all I wanted to be undisputed. I got into this for myself and my circumstances to escape from my circumstances. And that's real. We can't blame him for that. We hold him in high regard because the statements he's made and misled people when he said he got a hit list that he wants to check off before he retires, and that hit list includes Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Lomachenko, who turned down the fight because of a severe back injury. And then he told the world, he told Champside, it would be great for him to become undisputed. So I think that he had a change of heart at some point in time along the way, right?
Former UFC champion Daniel Cormier shared his doubts about the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight, saying it feels more like a media show than a real boxing match. He pointed out the big size difference between the two, explaining that even though Davis is very skilled, the weight gap makes the fight seem unfair. Cormier said matchups like this can hurt boxing's reputation by making it more about entertainment than competition. He wasn't attacking either fighter, but showed concern for the sport's honesty, saying boxing should stay focused on skill, weight, and fair matchups, not just hype.
Jake Paul. Yesterday they had their first press conference. One of the most recognizable things is Jake Paul is huge compared to Gervonta Davis. And 2, Gervonta Davis don't even know what weight they fighting, D.
Maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition.
It was 190.
The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
DC, I watched this, and we have our priorities way misplaced when we're talking about boxing. Like, everybody's complaining about this Ali act and all. Like, how is something like this allowed to happen? How is Jake Paul allowed to fight Gervonta Davis? It's
I don't know.
Completely unfair. It is completely just, it's, I can't say the word that I want to say because I don't want to get canceled, but this fight should not be happening. And the press conference was embarrassing. Gervonta Davis should not have a mic in front of him. It was absolutely embarrassing watching this thing.
D, why? Why, D?
Just the fact that, like, every time when Jake Paul would say something to Gervonta Davis, he didn't know how to answer it. He was comparing himself to, like, P. Diddy at moments, and I was like, oh my God, get a mic away from this guy. This fight shouldn't be happening. And then he didn't even know what weight they were fighting. He's like, I thought it was
bad,
190. It was 195.
That was the craziest thing. That was the thing that stood out to me the most. Was that when they go, the rehydration limit or something is 195. And he goes, wait, I thought it was 190.
Adi Oladipo said exhibition fights have their place in boxing, but only when fighters are past their prime. He explained that matches like Mayweather versus Logan Paul made sense because both were no longer chasing titles. However, in this case, Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are still active and in their best years, which makes the fight seem questionable. Oladipo and others worry that these kinds of crossover events mix sport with show business, making fans care more about drama than real skill. He believes boxing needs to protect its true spirit before it turns into just another form of entertainment.
Whether you agree with it or not, Gervonta is considered the #1 lightweight in the world. And it's a division that includes Shakur Stevenson, a lot of young guns coming up. I'm not any more sure if it's going to include Keyshawn Davis, but it's a hot division. He's considered #1 in that division. Like, that's why I kind of find this a bit, don't know. Like, there are challenges out there for Gervonta. There are big money fights out there for Gervonta. We want to see Gervonta in those fights. Again, I don't know how many fights people want to see AJ in, just to make the AJ Jake Paul comparison. One, as far as I'm concerned, that was Tyson Fury. I don't really have any interest in seeing an AJ in any other more fights. Whereas Gervonta Davis, I wanted and still do want to see him in so many more fights. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. These exhibition things are, like, really and truly, they should all be when your career's done. Like, when you think of Floyd versus Logan Paul, done, right? Floyd versus Conor. Did he have one more after? Or was that it? I can't even remember. But it was right at the end. It was done right at the end, even if it wasn't, right at the end. These guys having these exhibition fights in between what is the peak of their career is kind of weird for me. Very, very weird. And then it isn't even comparable to Ngannou Fury, because at least these guys were the same size. Like, Jake Paul is a 215, 220 pound guy. I don't know what he walks around at. Gervonta fights at 135.
UFC President Dana White shared his honest opinion, saying most fans aren't excited about the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight for the competition. They just want to see drama. However, he also admitted the fight could actually help Davis a lot. Even if it looks like an uneven matchup, it gives Tank a chance to reach a much bigger audience outside of boxing fans. White said Jake Paul's huge social media following and mainstream influence will bring Davis massive attention, more money, and global recognition. In the end, Dana believes that even if the fight seems unusual, it could take Tank's fame to the next level.
Jake Paul to beat Gervonta Davis. This is not a fight that I'm excited for at all. I would rather have Gervonta Davis fighting in a real boxing match against the likes of Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Emmanuel Navarrete, anybody that is in the 135-pound division and around. That's where I want to see Gervonta Davis fight. However, we live in a world where everybody is trying to do things as big as possible. And the biggest fights possible right now, unfortunately for the sport of boxing, is an exhibition fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. So I do like it for this reason, though. I like it because it is allowing Gervonta Davis to have a fight that is going to be big and that the mainstream media is going to have to cover, the mainstream media outside the world of boxing. Gervonta Davis has been, without a doubt, blocked, having venues blocked, having fighters, having other promoters paying fighters away to go different directions from Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis was in a bit of a hole. And he gets an opportunity to fight Jake Paul for $200 million or whatever. I don't mind it at all. As long as Gervonta Davis comes back to the world of boxing after he gets done with this, hey man, you got your money, no worries. But you gotta love Dana White having the audacity to pick Jake Paul in this fight and says something to the effect that, hey, he was talking to Logan Paul.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.